We are here with my guy, our annual check-in Cubs manager, David Ross. Rossy, how you feeling today on this gloomy Sunday afternoon, man?
Good. Ready for this rain to get out of here. Obviously, we hate rain delays, so good to chat with you. I enjoy our chats. Once a year, we get to lock it in, and it's a good time. We got nothing going on in the field with this rain. Feel pretty good. Lost a tough one last night, but the guys fought hard. Really good team over there. Split the series right now. Hope we can take this one home and win the series, go into that off day with a little bit of momentum going back home.
Always good to beat your division, long-time division rival.
That's
right?
Especially these guys. Yeah, they've got a good club. You know, nowadays you want to win them all, but you're here. They got a good crowd. These guys been at the top. Milwaukee, see that three-team race for the top of the division over the last 8 to 10 years. Yeah. So yeah, it's always good baseball when we come in here.
All right, man. I'm gonna get right to it, man. The number one question from Cubs Nation to the guys, the people that follow us, it's about Jay Hay. Why do they keep trotting Jay Hay out to right field when he's underperforming? To talk about his contract,
sure.
They love to hear.
Yeah, I mean, one, there's a factor of like Jay Hay does so much on and off the field. He's helping Morrell in center field. I know his at-bats aren't where they want him to be, but he has a track record of having some success. I know there's going to be a time where we'll get some other younger guys out, but we're not even halfway through the season, and you know, there's a loyalty factor from my standpoint, and I love that guy. And you know, I know it's all about production at the end of the day, and that's what fans see, but there's so much more that he brings to the table, and we've already kind of lessened that role a little bit for him. He doesn't face lefties as much, and you know, he's been on board with that, and he does a lot for our group. And I understand he's not where he wants to be. He wants to get better, but he works hard every day, and sets a really good example of letting these young guys know what it's like to be a big leaguer, how to be big leaguers. There's an art form to that. There's a way to go about your business, and Jay Hay is probably the best I've ever been around at setting that example for these young guys, and that's really important to me and our organization.
And my exact sentiments, I said, I just put it plain and simple as Jay Hay means more to this organization than the on-base percentage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And it's like, well, he's taking the bats away from guys who need them. Well, I say, well, Suzuki's hurt. Frazier's no longer on the team. The possibility of seeing Brennan Davis this year is taking a fall with him, you know, having surgery. So you need that steady outfield. The defense is always still there. Jay Hay, like you said, he's a Wiley vet, man. He knows how to come through. He knows how to play the game. But more importantly, like you said, showing guys how to be everyday professional ball players, I think, is the most important thing when you look at a guy like that for a team that's looking to bring this new next great Cubs.
Sure, and where we're at right now, I mean, him and Wilson and Kyle, the guys that won the championship, know how to talk about winning, know how to do the little things. There's stuff that you guys don't see in game that he's coaching these guys up with, and like you said, like Velasquez still learning. Yeah, he's coming. Him and I think the two other outfield spots, and Vasquez just got here, and you know, I think Ortega's the other one to swing it well. I do DH him a lot, depending on lefty-righty matchup where that's at. So, you know, Jay Hay's he's been banged up a little bit. Part of that, you know, trying to work through that, play through that. There's so much that goes into that with him. But, you know, I understand how players see it, fans see it. I tell you, there's not one guy on our staff, this organization, or in that clubhouse as a player that wouldn't say nothing but good things about Jay Hay and how he helps us win on a daily basis.
As far as you're concerned, man, the pandemic season, first place finish, playoff loss to the Marlins. Last year, what was it, 71 and 91, fourth place finish. This season, fourth place again. I'm always asked to give an honest assessment of you as a manager, but again, I like to hear from you, man. Can you give yourself an honest assessment so far?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm not where we want to be. That's for sure. You know, I think they're, you know, that first season and the pandemic shortened season, we had some things go right. Kind of got cold at the end with the bats, but those guys fought hard, and you know, we were in first place last year in a really good spot, playing really well. And then hit that 11-game skid and just couldn't find our breath after that. in a space where we got rid of a lot of those guys at the trade deadline, just kind of a reset there, and now we're trying to build back up from that. And you know, I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of the way they fight for this organization and me and the coaching staff. They work hard. They come on a daily basis to get better and continue to grow in their major league career. I think there's some guys that are showing signs of being major leaguers, and there are guys that can help us get back to that championship caliber that I expect, that we expect, and we hold them high to that standard. I think the main thing that it's hard to see is, like, you know, some of the guys that we got in this offseason to help us fill those holes from that second half. The 3 guys in the rotation, Seiya, all those guys being out, we hadn't gotten a real picture of like what this looks like moving forward. I thought we were really competitive early on, and we had another long losing streak where we hadn't been good. That's on me. It's always on me. I'll take full accountability. My job is to win ball games. So we're growing daily. I understand the expectations from the fan base to win, but at the end of the day, winning and the record is on me, and I'm trying to get better every single day, along so are these guys. So I think we'll be there real soon. I think we have an organization that is committed to winning, and we're going to be there sooner than I think everybody thinks.
All right, so what I do is I take a fan question for these interviews, and I felt like this was probably the best question that I got. So this question is from a guy by the name of George Foreman.
Not the grill.
George Foreman. I looked at his picture and I'm like, okay, that's not the George Foreman I thought it was. But he says, what is a manager's job? Putting players at the right place in the right time seems to be the biggest part of the job. After that, it's up to the players to perform. Input regarding the roster probably varies from organization to organization. Is he on point right there?
Yeah. I mean, you're trying to set guys up for success. I think that's where you see us playing matchups a lot, pitch hitting a lot. You know, I think if you have, let's say a team that won the World Series last year, the Atlanta Braves, they have 8 guys they roll out there pretty much every day, right? And they're gonna live and die with those guys. We've got guys that we try to maximize. Rafi really hits righties really well. Jay hits righties better than left. You know, Happer's facing lefties has really come along this year, so you see him playing against left-handed pitchers and really done a nice job of working to be better at that. I think we're trying to set guys up for success. Nico is going to be a guy that's going to be play the middle infield for a really long time for us. So getting him those everyday reps and continue to watch him grow and seeing that transpire has been great. I think Patrick Wisdom is a guy that has real thump in his bat and continue to take more walks and cut down his strikeout rate. I mean, little growths that we see that are pieces that we can fill in around. You know, when they start to spend a little bit of money and some of those young prospects come up, and when we feel as though Christopher Morel's been a bright spot. So you're trying to manage your roster. You know, you're probably not going to do that as much with a St. Louis team or a Braves team that has their guys that are going to roll out there, the Goldschmidts, Arenados, the O'Neills, the Gormans, the Baders. They're going to roll those guys out, you know, for 150-something games and see where they lie at the end. And they need good pitching. I think all those things where there's growth in our rotation, there's growth in our bullpen. You know, we've played really competitive baseball in a lot of games. Haven't come out with the wins, and again, that's the ultimate goal. But yeah, roster and managing each team, we've run probably more this year than I've ever run because we're going to have to create some things. We don't hit as many homers. When we had the Rizzos, the Bryants, the Baez, the Schwarbers, we're probably playing station to station, hope for the 3-run homer. So your job is to manage your team and set them up for success and how to maximize wins and where you can push envelopes and take risks that may benefit you. Sometimes it's going to work out. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's going to look really, really dumb. But those are some of the risks you're going to take.
There's been this talk about banning the shift in the next year or two. For me, I think I compare it to, like, just say the NFL and you Patrick Mahomes, and it's like, well, just imagine if you had to just use the nickel defense regardless of what plays the offense is calling. It's like, there's some strategy involved there,
sure,
and you can't take that away. But as far as like the shift, if they do take the shift away, will some players have higher batting averages? Of course. Will there be more runs scored? Probably. Will that make this game more entertaining? I don't.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think the what I think it's going to affect, it's kind of like the illegal defense in the NBA, right? Like, you know, the product of like just not the product of like grouping everybody on one side. It's going to be a lot of those true outcomes: the punch out, the walk, or the home run. When the left-handed batter's up and everybody's on one side of the field, your incentive is to hit the ball in the air more, to hit for more slug, right? So it's not indicative for them to continue to hit the ball on the ground hard over there. So I think spreading that out, you'll see a lot more action. You'll see a lot more athleticism from guys making great defensive plays.
Okay.
I got to do the Little League World Series when I was in retirement for ESPN, and like the fact of like them getting the ball and the bats a little bit and then spreading out where it's just normal defense. You see a lot of athleticism. I thought it made the game more exciting. You see more movement. I don't know. I think it'll create maybe a better product, but we'll have to wait and see. It's one of those, there's always some kind of unintended consequences that happens.
Yeah. Last one, man. Last year I got you on your all MLB team. It's been interesting. I got Arenado, I got Paul, Pat Wisdom, I got a couple other guys' teams. So I'm going to put all you guys' teams together and see who we think is going to come out on top. But I got one for you. You got a runner on third.
All right.
And you need one base hit to win your ball game. Any player in the history of the game, who do you get up there?
In the history of the game?
Yeah, who do you get up there?
Oh, my goodness. One hit to win a game. And this is not stat-based.
No.
My goodness. Like I don't know this person, but like Stan Musial, but maybe because we're here, his like voice is speaking to me a little bit. But I mean, Tony Gwynn pops in my head. Was that yours? Oh, okay, all right. Tony Gwynn. I mean, I used to hear stories about some of the guys I came up with, and they said if you pitched him down away, you would hit it to left. You pitched him in, he hit it right. You had a chance for him to go deep. He's like, they ended up just throwing it down the middle and hoping he popped it up. So that tells you how good of a hitter he was. They just throw it down the middle, let him do what he does, and let me move on to the next batter. So, yeah, Barry Bonds got to be in that comment. I came up with Barry Bonds. He was a freak. He was tough to get out, man. Yeah, he knew the strike zone. He would take a walk. If he had a base hit, probably Tony Gwynn. Basketball skills as good as it I think ever was.
We see eye to eye, my brother, man. Your time is always appreciated, man. Go out there and get a W. And I'll see you back home in Chicago, man.
I enjoyed it. Thanks.